Hello everyone, Gifted Soul here. So today I have for you some messages regarding the lunar eclipse. It is a pick a card reading, so it may or may not resonate with everybody. So yeah. So I do apologize if the quality of this video is bad. For some reason I can't get the cards to show up like they should. I'm using the newest deck to my collection, which is Sacred Power Reading Cards by Anna Stark. I believe it's Anna, but I'm not sure. So they look like this. It's probably hard to tell with them laying down. I don't know what's going on with my device here, so that's what the back of them look like. So you'll be seeing me use this a lot more often because it's new and I need to break it in. Okay, so if you saw me pause, that was just me taking a sip of water. So anyway, just take a moment to pick a card. And pick whichever one speaks to you. And because this is a one card draw and I don't have multiple decks here, you can use pick more than one card. When it's multiple ones, like multiple decks I'm using, I'd rather you only would pick one because it's a lot of cards and you can get very confused picking multiple sets. But since it's a one card, 2 or 3 won't hurt. And also, someone made a comment recently about the stones. I would need to give meaning in behind those. When they are scattered around, as you see right now, they're not in the reading at all. They're just used for decoration. Now, if they are a part of the reading, you will see them on top of the cards like that. If they're just sitting there like that, they're just there to bring in positive vibes and to just be there for decoration. But if it's a part of the reading, they'll be sitting on top of the cards. So, anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is about, I guess, what the lunar eclipse will do for you, or just a general message regarding it. I am doing personal messages. Just email me for one of those. Those aren't just $3 per card from this deck is where I'm pulling from for the personal messages. These are personal as well, but again, they're not going to resonate with everybody. So let's go ahead and choose number 1. So for card number 1, if you can see that, you have purification. So I'm just going to put that right there. You probably cannot see it that far back, but I'll pick it back up again so that you know. So we have purification, and that's really just about cleaning something up or possibly getting rid of something. This is not to say that the lunar eclipse is going to help you with that, but it's going to show you some signs that maybe, but there is something maybe you should kind of free yourself from, and just take a shower, things like that, and just clean your hands from certain people or certain situations. Purification is also about fertility, so you could be giving birth to new ideas, not necessarily a pregnancy, but like giving birth to new things, new ideas. So just clean away unwanted energies, or basically, for those of you who have picked card 1. So yeah. Is the lunar eclipse going to do that for you? It could, but again, this is just something you can take into consideration into doing during the lunar eclipse. basically a message of what you need to kind of focus on during the eclipse, not, you know, what's going to happen. But, I mean, you can take it as what's going to happen as well. So, again, that's purification. I don't know why you won't be able to see these very well. I think it's just the cards, because usually my camera picks up pretty well. So, card number 2, unconditional love. So I'm feeling like for most of you, this is you needing to show love to yourself, your inner child, or possibly paying more attention to a kid energy, whether that's your own kid, whether it's your niece or nephew, or some particular kid that is needing more attention from you. And I say that because I feel it in the energy because of this. If you can see it, there's a baby here in the picture as well. Now, I know somebody is probably going to be wondering, is this meaning a pregnancy? And it could for some people, but I'm not going to say that. It's going to apply differently for everybody, these cards, so take it to mean whatever you want it to mean. But this is just a message for the lunar eclipse regarding what you may need to be focused on. And I feel like this one is about showing more love to yourself, showing that love to yourself that you tend to show everybody else. You leave yourself out for some reason. It's also about forgiveness as well. So yeah, definitely just show yourself more love around this time. So the lunar eclipse is today on the 27th. I don't know exactly what time, but when I look into retrogrades and eclipses and full moons and things like that, I do take it into consideration for that whole entire day, regardless of when it's going to start. Even if it's going to start later on that night, I take it into consideration the whole day. Yeah, if you hear that go off again, that is just the smoke alarm. I'm working on getting that fixed. Okay, so number 3. It looks like there's a lot of blue colors here. So if you see a lot of blue during this eclipse, to me it kind of symbolizes water. So here is illusion for number 3. And illusion is literally about separating fantasy from reality, basically. And for most of you, I feel like there's something in the distance with you. I have no idea how many times that's going to go off, but do bear with me. I can't control it. So yeah, separating fantasy from reality. Basically things that what you think, what appears to look good may not always be good. And basically just all that glitters isn't gold, pretty much. And I feel like a lot of you are about to hit a dead end with a situation or a person. It could also be a job. So yeah, separating fantasy from reality. What do we need to focus on for the lunar eclipse for July 27, 2018 for card number 4? I was about to say set because usually I'm using more than one deck. So I mean, I do use one card sometimes, but most of the time it's multiple decks. So here's another blue card. Now this deck does have a lot of blue in it, but there is a number of cards without that color in it, or it has multiple colors in it. But here is another blue one, and this one is personal power. So basically, I feel like you've been giving all your power away. It's also about taking responsibility for your own actions. It's also the same as kind of like purification as well, as it says. It's kind of about emotional expression and getting rid of negative things and people. And it's also about playing the victim card. We don't try to, but sometimes we do anyway. So kind of see the blessing in things and not victimize yourself over it, pretty much. Take back your power, get away from those negative things, and reclaim what is yours, and also taking responsibility for your own actions. So number 5. So we have change. You can't even see that. I think it's just this deck though, because I noticed this when I did the unboxing as well. I did the unboxing yesterday. So yeah, there's change, and if you can see, there's a person there standing in the middle of a walkway, and it does appear like there's smoke or something behind him, like he's disappeared and came back as a new version of himself. So this is about new beginnings and changing your certain circumstances regarding career. Also, this involves fertility as well. Again, not necessarily a pregnancy or anything, but giving birth to new ideas and walking away from something that is old, or somebody that is old. So most of these cards kind of have the same meaning. Well, at least that's what my spirit guides are picking up for them at this time. There's a lot of need to kind of do some cleansing. So, and then number 6, rest. So that really doesn't even need any explaining, but there's a need for most of you who have picked this to kind of relax. Stop trying to take care of everybody else and give yourself, some attention. And it's kind of also like unconditional love. Like I don't know which card it was, but unconditional love kind of goes in with that card as well at this time. And the dolphins there also mean something. They are very intuitive. Dolphins are kind of gifted. So they're also too friendly. And I'm not saying be rude to everybody, but kind of just stop letting people walk all over you. Your body needs rest, and again, like unconditional love, stop putting everybody's needs ahead of your own, because you need to be taken care of as well. So again, these are just messages about what's to come, or not necessarily what's to come, but what you need to be focused on during this lunar eclipse. I hope you all have a safe one. Again, As I mentioned in a previous live session I've done, the lunar eclipse is going to affect everybody differently. It could be that some get a positive experience, some may get a negative experience, and some may not feel anything at all. So again, these are general messages that may or may not resonate with you. If you would like a personal message, please do contact me via my website or my email address to get a personal card. For me to pull from the Sacred Power reading cards, I am just for lunar eclipse messages, I'll just be charging $3 per card. So if you want 3 cards, that's $9, or if you want 2, that's $6, and so on and so forth. So yeah, not sure how long I will have that, but right now I'm just doing it for the lunar eclipse. So I hope these messages made sense, and I wish you all love and light.